Teaching has always been stressful, and recent surveys show it's more stressful now than ever before. Crowded classrooms, heavy workloads, lack of resources, and unreasonable expectations all contribute to our stress. And while we can't eliminate stress, we can find some ways to manage it. I'm Julie Hasson. I help educators stay longer, grow stronger, and keep making ripples. And today I'm talking about managing our teacher stress and what our school and district leaders and communities can do to help. The 2022 State of the American Teacher and Principal Survey revealed that teachers experience job stress at twice the rate of the general workforce. There's no doubt that stress is a major factor in teachers' work. When I was a young teacher, my principal, Scott Myers, used to ask, "Is this a problem that you solve or a problem that you manage?" Mr. Myers was on to something. Sometimes we just have to identify and accept the things we can't change. We cannot change the decisions handed down by our leaders and legislators. Frustration and anger can just deplete us more. In fact, we can't control anybody else's decisions. Even our students decide how much they want to comply or engage. We also have to accept that we're going to make mistakes. Mistakes aren't final or fatal, they're just a path to growth. And we have to accept that we have only 24 hours in the day. There's nothing we can do to change it. It's like an algebra problem. It has to equal 24. So if we add something, we have to take something else away. It helps us manage our stress when we identify and accept those things that are out of our control. Let's talk about the things you can change. Maybe there are some stressors you can avoid. If the morning news is stressing you out, turn it off. If running late in the morning is a stressor, try looking at your morning routine. Are there some preparations you can do the night before to help your mornings go more smoothly? Is there a colleague or a friend who causes you some stress? See if you can limit contact with that person. If your stress is caused by taking on too many commitments, practice saying no. I know that's hard. I've been working on it too, but I found some ways that make saying no a little bit easier. Thank you for the opportunity, but I just don't have the capacity for that right now. Thank you for thinking of me, but my plate is already too full. Sometimes just avoiding stressors can help us. Avoiding people who stress us out, avoiding putting ourselves in situations that cause more stress. We can also adapt and find ways to manage our stress better. Building our resources is key. Making time to exercise, eating nutritious foods, and becoming aware of our thoughts and our feelings help us navigate stressful times and stressful situations. Managing our financial resources well can also help us reduce stress. Teachers are definitely underpaid, and financial hardship can become a major source of stress. Yes, as teachers, there are things we can do to manage our stress better, but we also need our school and district leaders to help. Last year, I worked with the most amazing, well-intentioned principal, and he told me this story that has me really thinking about how our teachers navigate stress. It was early in the year, and he noticed that his teachers were really struggling. It seemed like they were overwhelmed and really stressed out. So he invited a yoga teacher to come on his campus, and they did yoga on the grass one day after school. He thought this will be a great way to reduce their stress levels. But what he didn't think about was the next night was conference night, and they needed to get ready. They had so much to do. It turns out they were really stressed out doing yoga on the lawn because it's just not what they needed at that time. He learned that the best thing he can do is ask his teachers what they need instead of assuming. After a sincere apology and many conversations with his teachers, this principal instituted a few helpful initiatives. The first is a tap out policy. If a teacher's feeling overwhelmed and just needs a few minutes to take a break, they send a quick text to the office and someone comes in to cover that class for 5 minutes so that teacher can take a breath, take a beat, and come back in when the teacher's feeling calmer. He started doing after-school walkthroughs. walking through classrooms after students were gone so that teachers really had the time and space to share with him what's on their minds. And he worked with some community groups to ensure that his teachers had mental health support when they needed it. Most importantly, this principal realized that by tending to his own work-life balance, he gave his teachers permission to do the same. He stopped sending emails in the evenings and on weekends, and he let them know they were not expected to check messages or emails outside of school hours. He also stopped scheduling regularly scheduled meetings. Almost every meeting became an ad hoc meeting, so they only met when there was something pressing, something they had to decide, or something they needed to do. He became super focused on protecting his teachers' time because he realized that feeling of too much to do and not enough time to do it was a major stressor for his teachers. Yes, there are things school and district leaders can do to lessen their teachers' stress. And as teachers, we can practice accepting the things we can't change, avoiding the things we know cause us stress, and adapting so that we can better manage stressful situations. As a society, we can stop putting such unreasonable expectations on our teachers. We love to talk about teachers as heroes, but we're not heroes. We're human. We have limits. We can stop praising teachers for being selfless. This is not the kind of work you can do if you lose yourself. You cannot give to others if you give yourself away. So teachers, manage that stress, take time for you, ask for what you need, practice saying no, take care of you, and keep making ripples.